I'm a very respectful guy, brought up by a good family, but if I can kill you, I will kill you. That's just how I am.
And I'm just sitting on the phone call for literally like something I did not do. And it goes back to people just attacking Jake Paul and wanting to see me fail.
Me, an exciting fight to watch is that I carry power in both hands. So yeah, I believe I'll be able to deliver. There's various ways I'll win. I got the fighter spirit, and that's how I'll go in there and break him down with my spirit.
Hey Joshua, he looked angry up there. I've never seen him look so fired up. He was giving it the throat slashing gestures. He wants to hurt Jake Paul.
So Jake Paul just backed out of the biggest fight deal of his life, and within hours, everything went completely insane. Less than 2 days after he walked away from the rematch, legal papers started flying. Contracts got torn apart, massive amounts of money disappeared, and the entire boxing community basically split down the middle, like someone took a sledgehammer to it. This single choice has turned into the most catastrophic battle either fighter has ever faced, and the fallout is going to haunt them way beyond anything that happens next.
Former two-time world champion, AJ Anthony.
Since winning a boxing match falls way down on the list of priorities, just surviving becomes the most important thing, causing fear, often panic, to take over, doing whatever they can to just survive.
The moment Jake said no to the rematch, the boxing world didn't just get upset, it went into complete meltdown mode. Promoters were burning up phone lines, fighters started flooding group chats with panicked messages, sponsors immediately went into damage control, asking what the hell just went down. Every social platform turned into chaos within seconds. Something major was breaking apart right in front of everyone. This wasn't just another business move gone sideways. This felt like someone had just stabbed the entire sport in the back. Fans had already cleared their calendars, broadcasting teams were setting up equipment, everyone had already mentally committed to this war, and then Jake just vanished, like the whole thing meant absolutely nothing to him. That single moment didn't just kill a fight, it became the spark that set everything else on fire.
Let's say hello to the two-time former unified heavyweight champion of the world, the 2012 Olympic gold medalist, the pride of Watford, the pride of the United Kingdom. Make some noise for the one and only Anthony Joshua!
This wasn't just some regular contract sitting on someone's desk. We're talking about the massive $85 million rematch that everyone was whispering about. Riyadh was already locked down as the venue. International broadcasting deals were getting finalized. Multiple major networks were deep in negotiations. The publicity machine was already spinning at full speed. Every single piece was perfectly arranged except for one tiny detail, Jake's name on the dotted line. That's all it needed. One signature with a pen. But instead of signing anything, Jake just disappeared completely. No announcement. No explanation video. No social media post. Just total radio silence. And somehow that silence caused more destruction than any trash talk or insult ever could. When someone turns their back on $85 million without saying a single word about why, nobody calls that smart business. They call it pure terror. That's the exact moment when everything shifted from anticipation to absolute fury.
Rough tactics gotta stop, okay? The fans didn't pay to see this crap, okay?
Amen! The fans did not pay to see this crap!
Psychologically, Jake likely did that in fear and panic. Doing that allowed him to catch his breath.
Anthony Joshua's team went nuclear immediately. Not gradually, but like a bomb going off. Phones started ringing non-stop. Emergency meetings got scheduled. People were genuinely angry. This went way beyond just money issues. This was about dignity, wasted time, and everything they'd worked to build. AJ had already spent months preparing for this massive moment. He'd already changed how the public saw him specifically for this fight. He'd already taken the huge gamble of entering Jake Paul's circus world, and now that same world had just slammed every door shut right in his face. Within a few hours, AJ's lawyers were in full attack mode. Every contract got pulled out, all communications were examined, every promise was cross-referenced, and then the lawsuit dropped like an atomic bomb.
Come on, punches! What is this? And yet he takes the knee again. This is not Joshua. It is happening! There's the right hand! Jake Paul goes down again!
That lawsuit didn't use gentle language at all. It directly accused Jake Paul of manipulating contracts, deliberately destroying careers, and straight-up lying during negotiations. These aren't casual accusations people make when they're slightly annoyed. These are the kind of words designed to completely destroy someone's reputation. Within one night, Jake's name stopped being associated with entertainment and started being linked to serious legal trouble. Sponsors hit the pause button, promoters stopped answering his calls, potential deals that people were quietly discussing suddenly became toxic. Boxing industry leaders started dodging questions in public while having complete panic attacks behind closed doors. When a lawsuit this aggressive gets filed, it doesn't just stay between the two fighters involved. It contaminates everything around it.
Instead of processing feedback or acknowledging his flaws, the deluded person protects their ego by attacking the source of the criticism.
And you versus going to the gym, you're still a fat?
By labeling all the criticism he receives about his lackluster opponents as merely hate,
Jake's team struck back hard after that. They labeled the lawsuit pathetic and desperate. They claimed AJ was just scared and trying to save face. They insisted this whole thing was nothing but a cheap publicity stunt. For a brief moment, some people actually bought into that explanation. But then something really weird started happening. Jake Paul, who never shuts up about anything, suddenly became completely silent. No live streams, no comedy bits, no angry tweets, no public appearances, absolutely nothing. The quiet felt totally wrong and unnatural. At the exact same time, Anthony Joshua went in the complete opposite direction. He started posting intense training footage, heavy breathing, bloodied knuckles, brutal long-distance runs, zero talking, pure focused work. That stark difference made everyone online choose sides immediately and aggressively. Professional fighters, casual fans, sports commentators, literally everyone turned into an amateur detective trying to figure out what was really happening. Then the bombshell leaked.
People don't realize I'm a real killer. I really do this. YouTube this, YouTube that, Disney that. This is not a joke. I'm knocking out the best of the best, beating all of.
Someone got hold of a private phone conversation between Jake and one of his promoters and put it online. The recording was brief, but it was absolutely devastating. In that audio, Jake supposedly said, "Why would I fight him right now? Better to let all the excitement cool down first." That single sentence went everywhere instantly. Millions of people heard it. And suddenly, the lawsuit started making perfect sense to everyone. Because those words made the whole situation feel like it was planned from the beginning. Not careful planning. Not strategic thinking. Cold, calculated manipulation. Public opinion completely flipped within hours. Comment sections became absolutely brutal. Even some of Jake's most loyal fans started asking really uncomfortable questions.
Come on, punches. What is this?
Anthony Joshua stayed completely quiet, while everything burned around him. Then he posted just one sentence. "You can't build a career on running away and then call it confidence." That wasn't regular trash talk. That was a straight-up character assassination, and it landed harder than any physical blow ever could. The entire internet went insane. That quote spread everywhere, instantly. Professional fighters shared it. Fans turned it into viral content, and the pressure on Jake got completely overwhelming.
And yet he takes the knee again. This is not Joshua. It is happening. There's the right hand. Jake Paul goes down again.
From that point forward, the battle stopped being about any rematch and became about who was hiding and who was standing their ground. Jake completely vanished from public view. No social media activity. No interviews. Just legal teams and locked doors. While AJ kept grinding like someone getting ready for something that couldn't be avoided, the entire sport started feeling the damage. Upcoming events got postponed, contracts were put on hold, business relationships fell apart, all because one person refused to sign one simple document. This isn't about boxing anymore. It's about power, pride, and survival. Jake built his entire empire on getting attention, and now that empire is facing serious legal destruction. AJ built his whole legacy on being dominant, and he's not about to let some YouTuber write the ending. One of these guys is going to lose way more than just money. One of them is about to lose who they are in this sport, and everybody can sense it coming.
Cleveland, Ohio as well. He's El Gallo. He's the one and only, the problem child, Jake Paul.
That sentence wasn't just regular trash talk or manufactured hype. It was the kind of statement that feels like someone ripped open your chest and said out loud what everyone had been thinking privately. It landed with more impact than any punch AJ has ever delivered in the ring. Professional fighters reposted it immediately. Fans made it into protest signs. Comment sections went completely wild. Even people who knew nothing about the legal drama suddenly had strong opinions about everything. That sentence didn't just become popular online. It completely rewrote the entire story. From that exact moment, this stopped being about business contracts and became about who these people really are. There was absolutely no turning back after that. And while that sentence was spreading across the planet, Jake Paul completely disappeared. Not just staying quiet, not just reducing his activity, totally vanished.
Step back with that right leg.
He's cornered again by Joshua. Down, Paul goes. Oh, right hand!
Zero tweets, zero Instagram updates, zero YouTube content, zero podcast appearances. The person who built his fortune on constant noise suddenly became a ghost. The whole influencer entertainment machine shut down and transformed into a legal fortress. Attorneys replaced content creators, court documents replaced clickbait thumbnails. It felt like watching a hurricane suddenly go dead calm in the eye while the destruction kept spreading in every direction.
Steps into it with every ounce of his body. Perfect right hand. So the fact that Jake Paul wants to fight that guy, hey, I'll watch. I'm going to watch. And if you want to show you're legit by taking on one of the scariest fucking heavyweights alive.
AJ's team took the completely opposite approach at the same time. They didn't say much with words, but they showed everything through actions. Intense training videos kept dropping, sweat everywhere, bruised ribs, punching bags getting destroyed. Exhausting runs through dark streets, no soundtrack, no motivational captions, just pure dedicated work. The difference was absolutely brutal. One person hiding behind lawyers and closed doors, the other sharpening his skills for everyone to see. And people definitely took notice. That's when the conflict exploded beyond just these two fighters.
Paul is now ranked the number 14 cruiserweight in the world by the WBA, and he's called out Anthony Joshua. Just makes the whole sport look ridiculous. Gets them more attention.
Scheduled fights got pushed back, promoters froze all negotiations, sponsors started hesitating on everything, business relationships that took years to develop fell apart in just a few days. Fighters who had nothing to do with this drama suddenly found their own contracts stalled because nobody knew how this disaster would eventually end. The entire sport became innocent victims caught in the crossfire. This wasn't Jake versus AJ anymore. This became a war over who controls the industry's direction, who gets to decide the money flow, who gets to create the big moments, who even gets to define what modern boxing actually is.
Yeah, because he thinks that he is. He thinks he's the one.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm preparing for. I'm preparing for the one who thinks that he's, like the Matrix. He thinks he's the chosen child, the problem child. So I'm preparing for that type of person. That's his mentality. So I'm preparing for that type of person. I'm not preparing for the person everyone thinks he is. I'm preparing for the person he thinks he is.
Fans didn't just sit back and watch either. They picked sides like this was an actual civil war happening. Jake's supporters screamed about setups and conspiracies. AJ's supporters called it obvious cowardice and fear. Comment sections transformed into literal war zones. Every video clip, every photograph, every unconfirmed rumor got treated like crucial evidence in a trial that never stops running. And while all that chaos was exploding everywhere, a quiet countdown started ticking.
I think it's ChatGPT's lying to him. I think he needs to say on ChatGPT, give me it raw, uncut, and don't filter your answers. He's probably typed in ChatGPT, do you think I can beat Anthony Joshua? And it's been like, great question. Anthony came off a shocking loss in September. You have a great chance, Jake.
AJ kept posting the same single word over and over. Soon, nothing else. No additional context, no specific timeline, just that one word soon. Every time he posted it, the tension got more unbearable. People started obsessively tracking court hearing dates and training video timestamps like they were monitoring stock market prices. Time was running out in two completely different arenas. Simultaneously, legal courtroom pressure on one side, physical combat pressure on the other, and the main question slowly changed from who's telling the truth to who's going to crack under the pressure first. Because both of them are balanced on the edge of cliffs.
Yes, he was constantly crawling, falling, rolling, faking low blows.
He knows his bullshit.
Jake Paul has constructed a massive business empire. Clothing brands, event promotions, corporate sponsorships, media production companies, fights already scheduled years into the future. That entire structure relies on just one thing: people believing in his credibility, and credibility breaks easily. Once audiences stop buying into the excitement, the financial backing disappears with them. Once the money stops flowing, the whole machine falls apart completely. Anthony Joshua's danger is totally different from Jake's situation. He's not defending a business brand. He's protecting a lifetime legacy. Years of championship dominance, earned respect, the kind of career that fighters sacrifice everything to achieve. If he allows a YouTuber to control the story of his future, that legacy gets permanent damage. And damage like that never goes away completely. Neither person can survive losing this battle. Not financially, not emotionally, not in the public eye, because this is what genuine mutual destruction actually looks like. And if either one of them falls, the other gets scarred for life too. All this complete chaos grew from a single choice. One contract that never got signed, one night when everyone expected to hear yes, but instead got crushing silence that destroyed everything. Now the heavy question hangs over absolutely everything. Will this finish in a courtroom? Will it finish in a boxing ring? Or will it finish with both of them standing in the ruins of something they can never fix or rebuild? One of them is about to lose absolutely everything they've worked for, and the entire world is watching it happen.